Hello, this is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness, and thank you for watching this video and all my other videos. It is always a pleasure and a privilege that you choose to watch and hear the information that I compart with all of you. If it's anywhere from the astrology or the yoga, meditations, or just the health and nutritional facts too about the chakras and meridians and the foods. It is such, I get a lot of wonderful comments, emails I get sent. It's hard to write everybody back, but I'm very privileged this year of 2015, of all that. And more so I can tell with this full moon, because this full moon lands at 14 degrees Cancer. So, which falls within the scope of conjunct my ascendant, and it's just like, wow, I can feel it. I can feel this international family having, because Cancer is all about the family and about putting your roots in. And even though it's a full moon, sometimes something ends, or it closes the door to give us opportunities for new things and new families. So in this case, and even if you're a male, you're going to see that kind of that loving scope of getting together and helping and nurturing others and partaking and sharing your wisdom of your experiences of life with others, so that way they don't get hurt, or that way their innocence isn't tarnished. And going with that idea of innocence of tarnish, a lot of times people think, oh, don't do it. I want my child to be as innocent as possible. And it's wonderful, that is believing that all is good, which we would like to, because truly down deep in our heart, if we live in the knowing and within our hearts, then we don't have to be here second guessing constantly and worried about our vulnerability, and is someone going to hurt us, or what are their ulterior intentions, and they're secretive, so they have negative motives, and are they just going to use me? If we are all in relationships because of just for the allowing for us to be, and the allowing for someone else to be, okay, that is true love. That is unconditional love. But it's unfortunate because, especially in this society now, everybody's like, oh, well, sure, I love you as much as I can take something from you or get something from you, or as much as you'll believe in my convoluted reality that I have created about myself and my world, then I love you, as long as you support that. Okay, so we have to realize what's going on. Many people don't know what real love is, okay? And so, and they don't realize that they are attracting by their belief systems, no matter if it's something negative. A lot of people don't know what they want. They only know what they don't want. And so they'll talk about families, going back to Cancer. Yes, of course, it's all about Cancer full moon. And Capricorn, because Capricorn's all about families too, and it's Capricorn, the sun is in Capricorn, so it's in a earth sign, and so it's creating those roots, all right? Yet the element of water from Cancer is learning to flow and nurture those roots, so that way we can grow, all right? Just like plants. And even if you think about it, we have stuff that grow in tons of water, like in the ocean, seaweed, okay? Oh, I know some people just love their sushi, and if we can't have sushi without those, the nori, right? The seaweed wrap. So, okay, but that's just an idea, an example of what I'm talking about, that things can grow in abundance of water. But the flow is very necessary, okay? And it's a bright full moon, especially because it's the winter, and it's going to be longer. And so even though the winter solstice has happened, and now we're slowly to have more light, okay, and not as much darkness, but more light, it's still enough hours to see that brightness of the full moon. And if some of you were lucky to go see the meteor showers, which meteor showers are, meteor shower quadratides is going on until the 12th of January, so find a nice place away from the city, away from city lights, okay? Please, wrap yourself up because it is winter. Get some, tea or your hot cocoa, or like we say in Spanish, your abuelita, chocolate de abuelita, right? And maybe put some Baileys in it for those of you who enjoy that. And wrap up and enjoy the night sky with with some of your loved ones. Share it with your children, okay? And if you're going on a roof of a house, please take precautions. I'm not telling you to, okay? I'm just saying in case. But if not, go out to the mountains for a while, or the canyons, and have a good, nice, enjoyable view of the meteor showers. Hopefully you get to see more than just one. Maybe you see a UFO out there who is part of our universal family. And a lot of people do get the chance to see UFOs. And people forget that they are part of the, extraterrestrials, or beings from other planes and dimensions and other space and time and from the cosmos are all part of our unique family, especially since we are in the fifth dimension. We're moving up on into there, okay? Some of you are still dragging your feet about it, and other people are, woohoo! We're jumping in, hang gliding in there, whoa, parachuting even, okay? And that's a good thing. It's a good thing. Gotta accept it's here. You're going to push against it. And remember, anytime you go against the flow, you're going to have undercurrents. You're going to get pulled under and you drown. So you don't want to go against the flow, all right? But go with it with your unique style. That's the way to do it. Always, always, always. So, okay, so let's talk a little bit about astrology more. I'm sorry I don't have the Sabian symbol, okay? I had to do a lot of, almost didn't do this video because I had to do some research and stuff at the beginning of the year, get everything ready, and things going on from the new year. And Happy New Year, by the way, to everybody. Sorry, a little bit late on that one. Okay, but Happy New Year. Hugs and kisses. Okay, like we always do in my belly dancing classes. Kiss for self-love. Give yourself a kiss for self-love. Okay, anyway, so if you want to take a good belly dancing class or workshops, she's worldwide, is Fatim. Look her up, Fatim. She has her own website, fatim.com. Awesome lady. Okay, so we got a lot of several things going on. There was, before this full moon, a grand cross, okay, that was affecting everyone. And remember, we feel the effects, oh my goodness, already 5 days before, 5 days after. And the grand cross was involving the full moon, getting it closer and closer. And it was affecting the signs, anybody with 8 to 18 degrees of a cardinal sign. So if you're 8 through 18 degrees of Aries, of Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, you were feeling it. I know I did. Sudden things were going on. I mean, already before, I felt it already kind of 2 weeks before. It's going, whoa, okay. And we have Pluto right there conjunct the sun. So it's not just a weak one, it's strong, all right? It's really strong, especially if you have your own luminaries or ascendant pulling with it, okay? So because the moon makes it a weak one on one side, and then you have the nodes and all that, and Uranus there, and Pluto and the sun. But if you have your own that's pulling, it's going to affect. It affects everybody. Some people's like, well, how is it affecting? Remember, I always tell everyone, no matter what is going on, if you're grounded and you accept that change is necessary, it's going to happen. It has to happen. And you just breathe into the changes and know that it's for a growth. You say, what purpose is this? More or less is, what is the lesson I need to learn from this? Okay, and sometimes the lesson is just to let go. Sometimes the lesson is, be more aware. Okay, be more gentle, be more loving, get some more sleep. Okay, it could be any variety. It could be something as simple as practical or something more spiritual. But the thing to remember always is, what is it that the universe, our divine creator, is asking us, okay, to help our soul growth through the process, instead of going, the people always say, oh, it's always me. Oh, I can't do anything about it. Victims, 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 no good. Third world, third dimension. They are not taking control. Whiny, whiny, whiny. We don't accept that. Get a hold of yourself and go. Okay? Especially as it always happens to me. No, 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 no. You got friends like that, you need to snap them out of it, okay? And if they have, probably say, that's what Sirena said, okay? So, anyway, we have more stuff going on. Let's see here. Because of the sun squaring the nodes, we have difficulty in keeping romance steady, all right? Especially because it's square. It's creating obstacles, and it's what's happening too is the sun is in Capricorn, the nodes in Libra. We got relationships there, wanting of relationships and getting together, and Capricorn's like, I got my own thing going, but let me tell you, once I get my own thing going, I come back and I'll provide for you and I'll have stuff for you. And the nodes in the Libra are like, no, take me along with you, So it gets kind of confusing and frustrating, but Capricorns want to go up that, they're the going up on their own there, and feel better doing it while they rest a little in the cave, because otherwise it feels like a ball and chain, pulling. Also, it's always easier to move ahead on your own than pulling someone else. Okay, so we have also, let's see here, Venus goes into Aquarius, so does Mercury go into Aquarius, and Mars is already hanging out in Aquarius. Woohoo, everybody's in the air. Okay, we got three, luminaries hanging out in the air, almost like Luftballon, okay? Sing that song from Mina Hagen, right? Luftballon. And so by being out there, there's a lot of, what does air do? Conductivity, okay? A lot of electricity, So those of you also too who are not grounded, you need to eat very healthily, ground yourself. No processed foods and stuff like that, because it will generate, especially within 4 days of the full moon, 4 days before, 4 days after, okay? Most definitely can happen still a little later or a little before, but those of you, especially if you're an air sign, all right, you need to ground yourself, even if you're a fire sign, because you're all over the place. And if you don't ground yourself, all right, that electricity of all three is going to push you over, especially if you yourself have luminaries that are in air, and it's going to just conjunct it and make it bigger. Okay, and what happens when too many electrical things, like we have those plugs, and you can put many of them in there? Okay, what can happen if we put too many in there, or too high power? Exactly, short circuit. So you don't want that to happen to yourself. So make sure, and I'll talk about that in I was going to right now start mentioning crystals, but just a little. Wearing garnets is really good. And number 4, grounding yourself, okay? And that's a stone for Capricorns. And we'll talk more about that later on in the video. Okay, but going back to astrology here. So we have on the 12th secretive activities, because Mars will start, because Mars is going to go into, okay, transit and travel into Pisces. All right, remember Pisces, underwater, all right, under caves and what's all beneath that murky ocean, and seeing what's in there. Okay, let's see here. Whoops, let's back up. We got January 9th. Aries goes direct. Aries is the sister of Mars. Very important. Sister of Mars. Oh, you know what that means. She's coming from the same dough, okay, from the same cut pattern. So she's active, active, active. And you got to be careful, because a woman's scorn is very terrible. For the most part, when people are very scorned and vengeful, they don't think. First of all, anybody who wants revenge is not grounded, is not in their full capacity. Okay? That includes people who are resentful for failed relationships, or what they considered failed relationships, or because people are leaving them. All right, that right there, it's like, I'm gonna get him for everything. I gave him my time, or I gave her my time. I'm gonna get this money from her because I this and that. Get over it. You should have enjoyed the journey while you had it. You weren't paying attention. You were so self-involved. You weren't paying attention and the needs of your other partner, and you never got together and spoke about how things were going. Of course it was going to deteriorate, just like in any other kind of situation. If you don't have business meetings, if you don't get together and regroup, how do you think things are going to go? And in everything, things change. At what point did you think it wasn't? Get over it. Yes. Okay. Stop being resentful. Be thankful for the gifts of that journey. Be thankful for the gifts of that relationship. Let it go. Open yourself to a new relationship, to a new journey, a new path. Gives you new opportunities to let go of the old. Okay? So, going on, we have the 15th of January. There you go. Mars squares Saturn, okay? And it's like, oh, wow. All right. So Mars is going to be in Pisces, mutable sign, and Saturn is going to be in Sagittarius, mutable sign. So not only is it square creating obstacles, you know, some people might say, well, at least when they're fixed, they know what the heck they're talking about. So it depends your perception on this. You can say, well, at least it's a mutable sign. Let's not take it seriously, whatever happens within those 4 or 5 days there. Or you could say, oh my gosh, it's a mutable sign. Can't rely on anything that's going to happen at that time. Well, if you know you can't really rely on it, don't count on it. Read a book during those days and then make decisions after, okay? That's the best thing to do. All right, so let's see here. We also have Mercury conjunct Venus in Aquarius. So a lot of people are going to be logical within the way they're expressing things regarding relationship, love, and money. Practicality, very rational. Aquarius loves to be rational, but let me tell you, there's a lot of, you know, higher belief thinking, and that says people hide behind communications for sake of their ego, because they don't want to admit it. So they use communication, say, oh, we need to communicate more. Yes, true, that would be nice, but sometimes communicating too much is hiding behind your ego and trying to find a way that you can have your own agenda without considering the others, because of your own ego, without really considering what is going on in the group, in the love, in the universal love. Though the nice thing is, it is Venus in Aquarius, a lot of universal love going on. You're going to see people very attracted to those who are needing more help. You're going to be more gifts being given, helping out the homeless, helping out children, the orphans, you know, and society in general, being more available. So those of you who are high maintenance and want all the attention for yourself, and get over it's not the time. Okay. You know, and so you know, instead participate in giving love instead of trying to want to receive. Okay. Here we also have Uranus is conjunct the South Node. So unexpected things are happening, and it's happening in Aries. And the thing is, it's about issues they've talked about over and over again, and they need to happen because they haven't happened in a peaceful way that they wanted. So you might see some protests going on, all right? And, you know, just pushing ahead because it's like, hey, we're tired of this. How many times, you know, it's those of you who are parents, hear me out, okay? We tell someone's nice, like, you know, I that's not good, it's not healthy for you. And the kid does it again. It's not good, it's healthy, it's not good. No. You can hurt yourself. You put your finger in that fire, you can burn yourself. And they do it again. You put your finger in the fire here. You can only be so kind about it without getting, I said that if you put your finger in that fire, you're going to burn, and now you got all that. Sometimes it's just like, hey, people always wonder, oh my God, that person's a female dog with me, or he's such an a-hole. We have to consider how many times they had spoken to us about the same thing in a kind way before creating a perception that they're bad and we are, I can't believe they're that way. Maybe they had told us and we just weren't being open. And those of you who have teenagers know that, right? Some people just don't care. And then we wonder why all of a sudden they're in our face. So, consider those things. It's very important to be wise at this time. Okay, so continuing, we got Saturn conjunct Pallas, which is in Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius likes to make fun and joke a lot, okay? And it's with Pallas, so they're, so you're sisterly and things, so they might joke about step on other people's toes. So there seems to be some, some people consider it hypocrisy where instead of joking along or that the other person's being self-righteous, just, because they couldn't handle it. All I'm going to say is during this time, these next 2 weeks, is don't dish it out if you can't handle it, all right? And when you joke with other people, make sure you're joking about truths. Don't all of a sudden come up with some convoluted lie or untruth about them, okay? Okay, we back. Well, we had a blackout there. So, just make sure you're joking about certain truths, okay? If the person has never painted their hair green, don't say, oh yeah, so-and-so painted their hair green, and I remember they were so drunk with green beer on St. Patrick's Day, and they're like, what? No, no. You make sure you just joke about stuff. And remember, laugh at yourself too. Be the one willing to laugh. Say, oh, that was true. Oh my goodness, I did fall down, and it hurt, but you know what? It was kind of funny. Or no, it was not funny at all, but yeah, I did fall. I'm happy I gave you a good laugh. Should have felt my pain. Just open it up to be able to relax about yourself. We are all human, okay, prone to error. And the thing is too is, what is error? It's all depends upon a person's perspective. Get over it. Don't let go of your guilt. Let go of the resentment. Let go of making people feel guilty. Also too is that joking on people, that teasing, that meddling is not nice, because it's telling them in your perspective they should feel guilty about it. And instead of just saying, oh yeah, gosh, it would be nice if you adjust this or that, or yeah, my perspective, I didn't see, they tease you and joke about it, and you're just looking at them going, okay, you're very judgmental. Remember, judging others is so that way you don't have to look into yourself, really, okay? And for every judgment you give others, remember, you're putting a negative judgment on yourself. It's not good. It's not positive energy. Give love, leave it alone if it's not necessary. If it doesn't add love to the conversation, if it doesn't add love to the environment, the situation, just let it go. Okay, unless it's detrimental, like, you're not going to just say, oh yeah, my kid keeps bouncing that ball and it goes into the street, I'm going to just let it go. No, go ahead, hey, get over here on the other side of the fence. Don't know if cars nowadays are going to hit you, okay? So, go ahead. All right, let's continue here. Now we got, so we have that whole combination of Saturn conjunct Pallas, all right? That is squaring Neptune. Wow. So now we're going to add Neptune to that. So this combo is a call for a much needed spiritual path. So through all that, we really, and I think I started mentioning that, what you could do, what is the answer? And Neptune is the answer here, is to go towards a spiritual healing path. All right. Since it's in Pisces, very much healing, very much spiritual, allowing the higher intellect to flow and connect, let everything, and encourage others too to take a different perspective. Say, well, I know that sometimes, especially adults, will say certain comments to kids without thinking before what they're saying, and they say it in front of other kids, and so all of a sudden these kids are going, oh, is that what I was supposed to think of that? They didn't even have a perception on it, and all of a sudden now they're being told in different words that one should believe this and that. So be careful. Be careful, especially if you're cynical. If you're cynical, you need to really hush up. Bottom line, it's unfortunate that you find life so difficult and negative. It's your belief system, laws of attraction. You manifested it that way. Get over it. And I know some people are going to have issues with what I just said, but if you're watching me, you have been knowing about the laws of attraction and how you create your own reality. So there you go. Okay, so let's see here. We got more stuff going on. Wow, it's a time where we need to question the motives. I know I always write these things before, So here we go. It is a time with all that going on where we need to question the motives of conventional, institutional, and governments. We've been talking about this ever since Pluto made its way into Capricorn, okay? If they're serving, are these institutions and governments serving, the greater purpose, the common needs of the collective consciousness, okay? And, such an examples is like in our health and that how democratic governments are still focusing on we the people, for the people, by the people, okay? Some governments have forgotten about that, because that's what, especially United States, instead of saying, okay, how can we, don't ask what you could do, your government could do for you. It should be, how can helping the government also help us, and putting it all together in this wonderful circle. Not how can, the people serve a few other arrogant, egotistical, self-righteous, self-serving people, okay? And make everybody else to slaves in the name of the American dream. So very, very much, I tell you, when you've been in the military, you have seen a lot, and that, it's just totally wiped away. And so we realize that is in a baby's eyes, because they're the only things that haven't been tainted as of yet. All right, so that's what we feel until the mother who knows what she's doing while she's pregnant, okay, or giving, so let's continue here. It's also time to reevaluate our emotions and fears. Very important. Okay, if they are still just, or are they serving towards a positive, healthy spiritual growth, or are they limiting us? All right, somebody's just like, well, that's just not ever gonna happen for me. Well, that means they just don't want it to happen, and so if you don't want something to happen for you, it's not going to. Yeah. And no matter what, you're going to believe what other people say it's impossible. You tell those Olympic people and all those inventors that something wasn't impossible. Get over it. Anything's possible, okay? Anything. So also we have Saturn, or what we mentioned. Hold on, let me check here. I got Saturn, I know it's in Sagittarius. Okay. The Saturn and Pallas combination going too is still, all this is that combination points out to the teachers and mentors in your lives. What paths are you taking towards elevating your soul and the souls of others, okay? And towards the fifth dimension. It's very important, because Sagittarius is far and beyond, okay? Like in Spanish we say el más allá. So it's not about just here. This isn't all it. And if you're thinking this is all it, all right, you're very much mistaken, okay? So you have your head, you're being a, what are they called, is it an ostrich, with their head in the ground, okay? And that's not how we're going to take this Capricorn sun with our head in the ground. I know I said to get roots, but you got to do it from your feet. You have to have roots and really grow and expand for the whole universe, okay, to enjoy. We are here to create, not condemn, not to feel guilty, not to put down ourselves, but to create, as long as we're not hurting others in the process, then it's all good. So this is a time when our conventional ideas towards faith will be tested. The ideologies, belief systems that conspire to impose necessary guilt will be shattered. And that's so much important, because being in Sagittarius, and then you have Saturn in there, Sagittarius is gonna shatter those conventional ideas. Now remember, all those things, churches, a lot of religions are based on guilt. How can we hurt you and make you feel bad so we can control you a little bit more? Because without guilt, people can't control one another. One cannot feel obligated. Okay, how many people I know that's in relationships and marriages out of guilt? Well, I believe in loyalty. What is loyalty if you don't enjoy it? That's slavery and stupidity. Okay. Oh, well, I believe I'm obligated. I owe them. Okay, well, nice. Say your thank you. We should all help one another without feeling and without making someone obligated to give us in return. Okay, that is not nice too. If you obligate them, say, you owe me. Well, if you're going to feel that way, you shouldn't have given in the first place. Either your time, your emotion, your money, your life, or your love. If you're going to obligate it, then that is very wrong. And that is very selfish. And that is very much animal instinct, not human. Okay? It's not even, far from fifth dimension, right? You're still an animal instinct. Okay, so here we go. Let's continue. All right. So I have, oh my goodness, here, let's see here. Okay, I got some notes here. And okay, I know that was okay. And the reason I see 220, I have it because for 2024, because that's until when Pluto is going to be in Capricorn. And so we're going to see so much going on. And what I did is I went to the ephemeris and already looked at what's going to be happening around 2024. We got Saturn that's going to be in Pisces, breaking down spiritual ideas, right? Okay, then we have the North Node is going to be in Aries, so is Chiron, so it's going to be pushing for a lot. So if things don't happen now, during the next 10 years, it will, okay? And then you have Neptune still going to be in Pisces, Chiron's still going to be in Aries at that time, and Uranus is going to be in Taurus retrograde. So it's like, okay, let's take a step back and see what's really necessary. And then at that time, Jupiter is also going to be in Taurus. So it's going to be going, let's move forward. We got to, but we need to find our comfort zone in all this chaos of what's going on. I tell you right now, I could say that this healthcare business stuff, it's not going to last very long. In fact, it's going to have difficulty having, okay, a Saturn in Sagittarius. Straight up right now, So don't count on it. Especially with Neptune being in Pisces, the healing, it's going to be going, So it's, well, anyway. Okay, let's see the other notes I have here. We got Uranus that is conjunct, we said about the North nodes, okay, upsetting separations and disharmony is happening at this time. Okay, in our relations, concept of what constitutes a need. Why do you need to be in a relationship? Well, I want company. Why do you want company? Why do you not like your own company? Question yourselves on these things. Remember, we have to be fulfilled within ourselves and not grab it once from others. You're looking for approval from others? That means also you are not fulfilled, okay? You are not having that self-love. Searching outside is temporary and false. It's not true unconditional love. All right, being one with the universe and enjoying yourself and loving who you are. Look at yourself and say, Love me, no matter what size, what you are. And you'll notice the more you love yourself, look in that mirror and just say, I love you, I love you, I love you. You know? I mean, I remember the first time I did that, I had tears in my eyes, like, oh my God, I'm looking for other people to tell me that they love me. But I couldn't even say, it was so difficult and hard for me to say that I love me. How was I going to expect others to love me if I had difficulty? So, before we search out, we have to be able to know that we can ourselves, that we find ourselves to be lovable. Okay? And let me tell you, we all are. You're lovable. Okay? As a healer, I love you. If you don't know, anybody else has told you today, I love you. I have told you. Thank you. Let's continue here. Okay. Also, too, we need to be able to constitute relationships. We talked about that, the needs and agendas, personal agendas, and that's not what's going on anymore. Okay. The ideas of relationships, are all going out through the window while Pluto's in Capricorn. Okay. It's like, nope, 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 nope. It's a different basis nowadays. So, okay, we have Jupiter retrograde in Leo, and it's conjunct Mars in Aquarius, push-pull. We talked about that. There's a pull of the needs of ego and of others. I think I talked about this already. Yeah. Okay, so, all right, we talked about that. Okay, so moving right along, let's talk about the different signs. So let me put that individual forecast. Guys, now I like to write that down for you. Okay. So Aries, this is happening in your 10th house. Okay. This full moon, no, sorry, wrong. I was thinking Capricorn. So Aries, this is happening, okay, in your 4th house of home. So things, look into your family, what's going on, participating, also how your home is being adjusted, okay, for that better represents you, all right? Remember, all those changes are ones that you have asked for, because nothing happens without our own intervention, really, in our own wanting, desires, and needs. So be aware of that. Go say hi to your mother or that special female authority figure in your life, either be it a boss or a neighbor or your aunt, okay? Maybe you are that person, or you get to now be a mother. So congratulations if that is so. All right, Taurus, and this is happening in your 3rd house. All right. And Taurus, in your 3rd house, this is communication, your neighborhood. How are you participating more? Can you even have situations with your car because you're traveling, all right, short distance. And so you might be doing a little bit more road trips here, but short, maybe like 2-hour ones and things like that. And you're communicating more with your neighbors, or maybe having a falling out or something's going on, okay? Don't take it seriously. Just know there might be tension and just go, oh, okay, and back off, right? Okay, so then we got Gemini. It's happening in your 2nd house, so your finances are changing, all right? And in your finances there, knowing that they're changing, so take aware, make some plans going, okay, maybe you were frivolous before, so now you might be taking a cutback, and it might have been sudden, so be aware of that, and maybe find a part-time job or go into a hobby that you've really enjoyed, that you haven't allowed yourself to expand in, and maybe, they say we make more money when we're happy and we're doing what our passion is, so just make sure it's legal, because I was saying passion. In some states, living your passion between the sheets is not, making money from it is not legal. Okay, so let's continue. Is it Cancer? We have it in your 1st house, so you're probably changing your appearance, how you are is being seen as in your family, how you're taking things in and making certain adjustments, okay? Maybe being a Cancer, you're becoming a parent, or you're no longer, they left the coop and so you have less responsibilities, all right? It can also be that you're participating more and being more with the family, especially with this the holidays having just gone by, okay? And we have the Epiphany coming up, which is the arrival of the three kings, okay? So I know a lot of cultures, you know, that were Christian, and especially that are Catholic based, you know, especially Latin cultures, we'll find a reason to party, okay, even if it's a weekday. So enjoy that. Leo, you have this in your 12th house, so this new moon, take some time to regroup, get to know yourself, find out what's going on, because check on, you know, how you know, you see yourself and how is it you want to change, okay? You're gonna, in 6 months from now, you're gonna be able to apply all that and be a new you know? So especially with Jupiter being retrograde right now, so take that into consideration. Really just go into, so, you know, do some good reading, maybe go see a play, watch some good movies, and kind of point out your heroes or your role models and say, why do I like them as a hero role model? How can I is it healthy? Yes, great. How can I incorporate that into me? Okay, and that will be a good way to start. So now we have Virgo, and Virgo, this is happening in your sector 11th house of friends. Also, a lot of people don't know the 11th house represents stepchildren, okay? Other people's children, not your own, and groups and your goals. So all that gets to is getting changed and adjusted and situated. Remember, when something leaves, something new comes in all the time. Never fear whatsoever, okay? So the new is always pleasant to have, you know. Let's see here. Let's go, and we have Libra. This is happening in your 10th house of career, so things are shutting down from work, okay? Your career, the way the public sees you, you know. Also, maybe the way you interact with your father, or you're going to have more interactions with a authority figure, okay? Male authority figure, in which maybe you become one now because they're leaving and you have to step up to the plate, you know. And so that's very important, okay? Maybe you're becoming a father, but either way, this idea of authority, of taking responsibility, is very much the theme of this full moon, you know. And so by that, by then, you know, we'll see in 6 months how you decide to have developed that into part of you. Okay, so then after Libra, we have Scorpio. So Scorpio, this is in your 9th house of healing. Oh my goodness, you're like, finally I get to heal. Saturn is out, but Saturn will be back come June. So heal, 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 heal. Take some time, do some grounding meditation. Come see me or call me. I do long distance healings too. We got a group of us healers here, you know. So it's Celestial Soul Wellness, and they're all wonderful. Let me tell you, because as healers, we need healing also. You know, we need to regroup, get regrounded, because working with so many people. And one of the reasons why we're healers is because things were not working right with ourselves one way or another, either physically, emotionally, psychologically, okay, whatever the case can be, or a combination of all three. So we have children healers, we have adult healers, male healers, female healers available. So know that we're here for you, but you've gone through a lot, Scorpio, and the best thing to do is just sit and say, I need to heal. And that is very important, okay? That is very important, especially with this full moon, is to allow that healing. All right? Okay, Sagittarius. This is happening in your 8th house. It looks like you're getting into, you know, this other job that you had, or this other side place that you're getting money, is going to be changing the situation, the dynamics. It's going to affect you one way or another. Either you're getting more or less, but it's not going to be staying the same. Okay, so, or it can be adjusting of what your duties are. Also, too, the way you feel about yourself and transcendental, you know, sexual interactions, and transforming and going higher, because the next step is to the 9th house next month, all right? So understand that there's reasons why, and everything that's happening is because we asked for it, we wanted to manifest in one way or another. So keep that in mind, okay? So let's go take a swim. Ooh, for you being in the 8th house Sagittarius, you know what? Go skinny dipping. 8th house, that would be good. Very nice. Okay, so now we have Capricorns. The other signs are saying, hey, she didn't tell me to go skinny dipping. Sorry. Okay. Or, you Scorpios could go take a horse ride, in the nude and really feel in the wonderful rays of the moonbeam, So, but going back to now Capricorn. Yes, I'm skipping around. Okay, 7th house. This is your partnerships, how you see yourself as a partner, what you need as in a partner is all changing. You might not see yourself as the same way as before. Your needs are not exactly the same. You're going through different phases. You've gone through different phases. You are a different person than you were when you had the eclipses happening in your sign about a couple years ago. So now we need to go back, say, who am I? What are my needs? I know this was my dream and my desire when I was in my 20s, but what am I now? Am I being really realistic? Can I get what I really need and want? Okay. I know that some men really, really don't want equal relationships. They want a maid. They want to marry a maid who enjoys sex. And they happen to be attracted to this woman. That's the bottom line, the simplicity, okay? And I know other men who want conversation and want an intellect and all that, is so important. So, you really need to sit down and find out about yourself, Capricorn. And I say men because Capricorn's really, really, even though it's a feminine sign, is a masculine sign. So even the women, they'll take a stance, and as they get older, you notice them that a lot of Capricorn women, even if they're married, they are doing their own thing, no longer interacting that much with their husbands, So moving right along, Aquarius, we have it in your 6th house. Take a look at what's going on in your health, okay? Oh, goodness gracious, what is going on? Start detoxing, eating correctly, alkalized meals. See my alkalized meal video. So are we back? Okay. Whoa. So I was saying, Aquarius, start eating alkalized meals. Look at my alkalized alkalized meals video. It is on YouTube there, okay, to get an idea. Remember, you do need to mix your proteins with your starchy carbs, and your vegetables. Just either vegetables and starchy carbs or vegetables and your proteins. In a nutshell. Of course, there's more entailed to that, but in a nutshell, okay? That's all I need someone to quote and say, this is exactly, in a nutshell, all right? So, okay, now we have Pisces. Pisces, this is happening in your 5th house. Children, entertainment, romance. So, what you need and what you want and how you're interacting and all that is changing, okay? You had your fun, so you're putting more fun in there. You're getting ideas and having, with children, you're dancing around, just playing around and enjoying the drama. Go take the kids, the neighbors' kids, your kids, the cousins, to a play, to party, to the park, okay? Dance around with them, have fun. Listen to good music and enjoy, all right? But be careful of delusions, because being in the 5th house, if you take, any kind of illegal or legal drugs, alcohol, too much of any of that is going to create problems in how you're focusing, and that is not good because it's a water sign and you already have Neptune and Pisces hanging out with you there, okay? So you're already having difficulties, so those of you need to pay attention, okay? All right, so that's been nice. Okay, now let's go on and let's talk about what we do best, the health, okay? So this is our health section, and we're going to talk about the chakras, incense oils and foods, herbs, and yoga positions. I really am trying to figure out how I could get the yoga positions of me doing them, you know, like added a little square in there, you know, would like to know. And, you know, and then a meditation, okay? We're doing great. Okay, so let's move right along here. Okay, and this is all about our sacral chakra. Our sacral chakra is different than our root chakra because our sacral chakra is not just about grounding, but it's, you know, sacral chakra is yes, a lot of people revere it to sex or our sexuality, our sexual needs, and our sexual dynamics, our desires. But so does the root one. The root one's more of an animalistic, like, let me just, you know. And other ones, this is more of a, let me transcend through it to the solar plexus. Okay? There is different, a lot of people don't realize or understand that there is different intensities, different sides, different dynamics within sexual activity, and that's very important. So talking about that chakra, you know, it's about that, and then also remembering too is the body parts that are involved, is the reproductive system, also the mammary glands of the women, you know. And because of that too, we can have the bladder. Okay, so you have your bladder meridian that's involved there. Those people who are not releasing or well enough are being affected, which means it's going all the way to their kidneys and adrenals. If you are having stress all the time, fight, flight, you're not taking care of yourself and you're not releasing, you know, all that stress, okay, you get backed up. That's where you get prostate cancer, you get all these other cancers, and you're just focusing, oh, I gotta make it through the world, I can't focus on me. Stop that. Without you, can't do anything anyway, you know. So that mentality doesn't make sense whatsoever. You need to focus on you. If your car is not being fixed, you can't use your car to get anywhere now, right? Well, this is your number one transportation system. I say that over and over again. And you got to take care of yourself, all right? And so you got to take care of the needs and enjoy, but also too much to an extent, if it's only focus on that you are missing, okay, out. All right. Also know that this is a chakra of creativity. Okay. We create from this chakra. Coincidentally, we can reproduce also involving this chakra. We can also have the tantra combination and interaction of energetic, you know, transfer and combining, you know, and pleasing and releasing. And it's just, okay, with that Merkaba breathing, to share that with someone. Oh my goodness, someone's having a barbecue. I'm terrible. Okay, so now remember all that. Some of the crystals to help us ground ourselves during this time and to enhance this time is going to be using, you know, and I'm saying sacral chakra because of the Cancer, you know, full moon, but it's actually with the root because of Capricorn. So the different, for the sacral chakra and Capricorn, using golden topaz, amber, citron, okay, carnelian, tiger's eyes, onyx, oh my goodness, orange jasper, fire opal, you know, anything with orange, gold, okay, is going to be total for the sacral there, right? Cinnabar, okay. And then for your root chakra, you know, you got garnet, obsidian, jet, okay, hematite, let's see here, a coral, and black tourmaline. All those will help you with your grounding, okay, very much so. So let's go into your oils. And you guys are so patient, and I appreciate that all the time when I'm looking through my notes. Okay, so with your chakra health, let's look through here real quickly. And we have the essential oils. Is we got in herbs and flowers is, of course, cinnamon, garlic. Okay, this is for your root chakra. Sandalwood. In fact, I had my incense sandalwood burned out already, but I had sandalwood burning in the background. Okay. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but dandelion root is really good. A tea of dandelion root, very nice. Black pepper, rosemary, cook with some black pepper, rosemary, you know, very good on salmon, very delicious, okay. Let's see here. Rosewood, ginger, and cloves, leaves, cedarwood, frankincense, sage, carrots, and stuff of that sort. So all that's really good. And then for the sacred too, to be adding, and you want your be refreshing again, we have sandalwood again, jasmine, neroli, orange blossom, all that is in the same there. Okay, sage again, coriander, gardenias, licorice, carob, even cinnamon, vanilla. Sounds like a good carob with cinnamon and vanilla. Sounds like a good ice cream. I want some ice cream. Caraway seeds, geranium, melissa, lang lang, tangerine. Okay, all those is wonderful. Vetiver, patchouli, and vanilla. I know a lot of you guys are like, why is she always giving? I got my notes over here. I should move them this way and read it, huh? That way I'm not looking all the way to the side. Okay, better late than never. So some of the foods that's really good to this time to enhance those chakras. And remember too, when we work out, we don't want to work out too much within 24 hours or really 48 hours of a new moon or full moon, let alone an eclipse. Okay, because especially with Cancer, because our waters are so close to the front. In fact, some people have more difficulty digesting when it's closer to new moons and full moons, because the moon is ruled by Cancer, or Cancer is ruled by the moon, and it rules the digestive system, okay, and stomach area. So let's see here. Okay, we have apples, really good. Apples really good for grounding. Strawberries, and if you can eat the peels of the apples, great. Pears, red cabbage, ginger, all those red stuff. Carrots, again, beets, potatoes, red potatoes, okay, parsnips, radishes, onions, garlic, beans. Sounds like a good soup we can make here, throw in some wheatgrass, eggs, meat, nuts, peanut butter, spinach, and tomatoes. All that protein, you need that protein, okay, for that root chakra, more or less that animalistic time there. And that really helps. But the nice thing about for the sacral chakra is you're going to get into the fruits now. Anything orange, we got the papaya, the bananas, passion fruit, mangoes, strawberries, pumpkin, squashes, yams, okay, pears too, coconut, carrots again, oranges, melons. And you're going to see that throughout this time, there are certain oils and certain herbs and certain foods and even crystals that transcend to more than one chakra, okay, and can help more than one meridian. We cannot say, okay, this full moon, Cancer only rules this chakra and nothing else. That's not necessarily so, because it's a natural flow, all right? One organ is being affected by certain meridians, that's affect another. It's really a domino effect, okay? So if you wanted to just be clear, it's going to be difficult. I know someone who had eye pressure in their eye, their right eye, and I'm going, in their left eye, and I'm going, okay, we need to check your kidney. And they're like, no, I just got pressure. And there it goes, the kidney, their adrenals, because it's connected to the same meridian. All right, we need to be aware of those things, especially since Western doctors are not really trained in that. Okay, I don't want to say a lot of them are not going to bring it up, because they might be like, they're not trained. A really wise doctor would just say, oh, well, we haven't been trained, or other doctors say, no, that's ridiculous, nothing. When we don't know something, all we have to say is, well, in my training, it was not made aware to us. That way you are not connecting any guilt or ego to it, okay, or fault. Real quickly with the sacral too, I wanted to bring up the spleen. There you go. So my little notes there, a lot of times we forget that the spleen, so we need to detox all that, would be good, okay? Doing a nice detox. So, get those compresses, okay? Old rag or socks and stuff in a little pot there, put the castor oil, close it up, make it, soak it up, maybe a couple bottles, and then you put it on you, okay, in those areas, especially just all the way, it's good just to do a nice relaxing period. Put it on those rags, put a plastic cover over it, just so that way You know, you don't get anything else dirty and helps it from falling. Relax back in easy chair, lazy boy, or lying down. Put a heating pad, put on your favorite movie for an hour, and do that for a few days, you know, 4 days before, 4 days after. A good week. It's a good detox too. And eating right always helps, always helps. Okay, so also I have here is now we're going to talk about yoga. Okay. Oh, before the yoga, sorry. Let's do the tarot cards. We got a couple of them, okay? So we're gonna do here real quickly the mermaids and dolphins. Why did I pick the mermaids and dolphins? Doreen Virtue. Some of you don't know, but I have it actually signed by her. Okay. I'm not really into, you know, status and all that, but I know some of you are. Being the sun in Capricorn, some of you will, you know. And when she met me, she was like, "You're a true Sirena." I was like, "Yes, I'm a true mermaid," you know. And I really am, because I was born in Cancer, you know, actually Cancer Leo, yet my ascendant is Cancer, my name Nereida, look it up in Greek mythology, okay, and I was in the Navy for 8 years, and I swam, okay, competitively and for fun all through my life, even with the Navy, and so I did swim Junior Olympics. Can you tell there's a little bit of Leo in me right now? A little bit of Leo, because my Mercury and my Mars is Leo, for those of you who are wondering. So where that comes from. Plus I'm born on the cusp. I'm a cusp baby, you know. But anyway, I really feel that I have worked to deserve my name, you know. Okay, so here we go, the mermaids and dolphins. I know, sometimes it sounds like I could be a little pompous. No, I'm just trying to entertain you guys while I'm doing something frivolous like shuffling cards. Okay? Alright, how many more times should I shuffle? Let's see here. Send it out to me, people. And, alright. You guys want 2 more? Got it. Okay, feeling it, feeling that energy. Okay. Woohoo! And 1 more. Alright. So, let's just pull out from the first one. You're being helped. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? You're being helped. Okay? For those of you who are wondering. And you're being helped. Heaven is working behind the scenes to help you, even if you don't see results yet. And that's exactly what's going on with this full moon, okay? Because Cancer's behind the scene, the mother. Father, not necessarily in front. And let's have some fun and add 2 more to that. And then we got the treasure chest. What is it helping us out with? The treasure chest, an unforeseen windfall of new abundance comes to you. So behind the scenes, we're getting this, which also with empowerment. Isn't that awesome for this new, this full moon? Wonderful. Look at those spread. That's really nice from the oracle cards. And that's really good, because for a full moon, when things are changing, we need sometimes to look on the positive side and see that something better is always on its way. Okay, and so now let's take a look at the tarot cards, the traditional right tarot cards. If I could get them open. So talk to me why I open this and struggle. Here we go. Okay. A lot of people just use the major arcanas, but I don't, because I think it's very important that we're aware of everything, because everything is important. Just, you know, like the little flower, when we see a little, you know, monarch butterfly sitting on a flower, those things are just as wonderful and can brighten a whole day. So if we minimize it, we're minimizing ourselves too. Never a good thing, okay? Talk to me, people. When do we stop shuffling? Okay. So, let's do our first card right here. Okay, yes, some of us are grounding our roots, and we're taking our time, and we need to be careful about blindly putting our roots down, okay, and working. We need to know that it is for something, and it was upside down, so there's some delays on the outcomes, and that's okay because of the full moon. We see that it's gonna have to happen, you know. But kind of like when a tree hibernates a little, so our hard work is kind of being hibernated, or the results of it, but we still need to till the land, and make it better. And if you want to go for a little bit clarification, let's do two more. And so we got strength. Oh, we got a couple of these that are upside down. Remember, upside down cards are never bad. It just means delay. So we got some strength, and you know what's nice about the strength is you got the infinity upside down. So let's just boom, because really what it means, it's a delay. And you got the infinity, and there's time, and there's strength. Well, yes, with a lot of the hard working, there is strength and perseverance, and also enjoying the abundance of what comes out of there, okay? So, seeing that and really enjoying it and knowing that it is good. So it's an inner and outer strength. And when we till the land, we work with the land a lot in gardening, we are closer with Mother Gaia and the universe instead of being at a desk with computers. Oh my goodness, I know. If I can somehow create my thing to be more outside, you see, I put trees and things like that and bushes to give me that environment, because otherwise, okay, I could not handle it, So, and then last but not least is, and this is upright, is the hermit, okay? And the hermit is just taking some time to observe. You see, he's got the lantern, a bright lantern. Hermit is not hiding. He's taking the time to observe all the different films of his life, all the different things that are going on around him, within him. Okay, and it kind of reminds me of, those of you who are Lord of the Rings, Gandalf the Grey, right? And what happens when you take some time away? You become Gandalf the White, right? Okay, and so, it's that time to regroup and really see and let that wisdom show. Okay, think about the things that worked out the way you had anticipated. Think about the things that didn't work out the way you thought they would, and how could you adjust that, and if it's still necessary in your life. All right, these are great cards. Okay, we got abundance, appreciation for working, things coming out, and the other ones too of being helped there. So it's just wonderful, wonderful time. So now let's continue. Let's get ready for yoga. Okay. I know I'm being very, it's probably because the full moon affects me. It's my ascendant, so it makes me very, playful. Okay. Having been a high school teacher for so many years, you got to entertain them. It's like, I'm not here to entertain these kids. I'm here to teach them. Got to entertain them, keep them active. Let me tell you. Alrighty. So, now, let's look onto the yoga. You got your pants on, your yoga pants, your yoga shorts, you got your mat out. All right, got your nice music on. Okay, remember when we do yoga, what's very important is not the quantity of positions, it's the quality of the breathing within each position, okay, or pose that you are doing. So, since it is a full moon, let's start off with the moon salutation, everyone. So, if you could start off with the moon salutation, all right, and okay, you cross over. Let me write down the time. You guys go ahead and do that while I write this all down, okay? And so for the yoga, we have here for the root yoga positions. Okay, what's really good for your root yoga, okay, or root chakra. That didn't sound very right. Okay, I just had to find it right here. Here we go. Okay, is, okay, doing cow face, all right, also known as gomakasana warrior pose. Always one of my, I love the way it feels when you stretch. You know, those are always good ones. Then tailor pose, the Baddha Konasana, side stretch, okay, dancer's pose, child's pose, cobra pose, okay. Then we also have pigeon pose, triangle twisting pose, and happy baby pose. That's always fun, okay? Feet in the air, grabbing up. All right, so, and that's for your sacral chakra. So always try and do at least 3 to 5 of each of these, okay? 3 to 5 full breaths and do Merkaba breathings into your leg. Hold, and then you release. And do it again. And release. So you really, each position, if you're doing 3 to 5 full Merkaba breathings and breaths during these poses, okay? Also for the root one, for the Muladhara chakra, a mountain pose is always good, helping for grounding. Fierce pose, okay? All the bends and the deepenings of the stretches are always wonderful for the root chakra, okay? Did we talk about the crystals? Talk to me, people. Okay, we didn't. All right, I got that. So, you guys are very nice and loud with that. Yeah, we did. Yes, we did. Okay. I'm looking at it going, yes, we did. What are you guys doing? Okay, so time for meditation. Once again, put your nice meditation music on. Get your feet covered up. Maybe a little nice blanket. Be on a flat surface, either sitting, you know, tailor's pose is always nice. I know some people like to open up their heart chakra. They're lying down almost like fish pose on one of the yoga blocks. I used to do that and really just open that up. It was like, doing my meditations. You guys ready? Make sure you have your incense, crystals, low lighting, no disturbances. I know, watch, I'm the one who's going to have a disturbance. No, let's not call it upon us. I know, that was bad, okay. Not bad, everyone guilty, but you know what I mean, okay? Let's not go there. So, we're going to focus upon grounding ourselves, about loving ourselves, about really enjoying ourselves and creating ourselves some more. So that's our goal here. And so we're going to just relax, close our eyes, and take your nice deep breaths, all right? Nice deep breaths. Breathe in, hold for 5. Breathe in into your abdominal region though, okay? Not your chest, for those of you first timers with me. And release for 5. Breathe in again to your abdominal region for 5. Hold for 5. And release for 5. Breathe in for 5. Hold for 5. Release for 5. Again, at this time, just imagine that right there underneath your belly button, all that lower region, all the way to from the base of your spine, okay, to your buttocks, all that is just filling up with golden light with every breath you're taking. You just feel gold light expanding, expanding, expanding. Imagine this nice goldish orange light now, some orange in there. Almost like the sun at sunset, okay? When there's some clouds, it gets that nice deep You know, I call it sunset orange. Some of you know it's not red, but it's a sunset orange, okay? Just get that light just warming you up inside there. And feel it traveling upward all the way to your shoulders and out. And as you're breathing, push your shoulders out and down. You're feeling that light just going down into the earth, traveling all the way downward. Okay? Some of you are going to yawn. Some of you didn't even know that you needed to do some breathing right now. And now we're going to just keep breathing. And as this light gets bigger and bigger, we're going to just go walk into it. Some of us are dancing into it. And guess who we see there? Our younger selves. Oh my gosh. There's several of us. There's that little 5-year-old of you. Can you see that? There's the 10-year-old of you. There's that 15, 16-year-old of you. They're going to take you. And they're going to take you. And they're going to say, let's get some ice cream. So you follow them, keep breathing. And so, it's time we're going to ask them. We're going to ask each of them, separately of course, what is it I always wanted to do? And let them tell you, what did that 5-year-old of you really want to do? I know, just think about it. If you can't remember, if it's not coming, if they're not speaking, that's fine. You'll start remembering things that you did, and then it'll come back to you. And then the 10-year-old speaking up, going, yeah, but also we wanted to do this and that. And so now you got to listen to them and see what it was that they wanted to do. Oh, and can you remember? And you're laughing, going, that's right. Oh my gosh. You're taking these all into account. The 5-year-old gave you a key after telling their story. The 10-year-old is now giving you confidence to realize these fun, creative adventures. Just put your hands out and accept the confidence from the 10-year-old. I got the 15, 16-year-old. They kind of sounder to you. A little bit of a swagger there. You know, that teenager style. They're going to share with you what they always wanted to do creatively. Remember, this is with dealing with creativity, your passions. Let it all come to you. Oh. Keep breathing all that. Show you that orange golden light surrounds you, and there's a trim of red on the outside. You're all talking with them. And now if you could take some time and let in a stream of rose-colored light just bouncing in, just not all streaming in like a waterfall. And all four of you jump into that waterfall of loving yourselves. And if you can remember when you were younger, you played Ring Around the Rosies. Well, it's kind of like that. So hold hands with your different selves there. From your 5-year-old self, with your 10-year-old self, and with your 15-year-old self. And kind of just in that pool of gold, rose-colored gold light, go around in circles. So instead of saying Ring Around the Rosies, you're going to say, I am the light. I am beautiful. Say, I love you. Look at each one of yourselves. Say, I love you. I love you. And even bratty teenager, I love you. And they're all looking at the adult you and saying, I love you. And look at yourself, say, I'm beautiful. I'm wonderful. I am free. Now you got your angels flying in. The animal spirit guides surrounding there. And they're all saying, I love you. I'm beautiful. I am blessed. I am joy. I am free. And thank you. You're looking at all yourselves and they're all looking at you. And you say, thank you for this life. Thank you for this wonderful soul and for these experiences. And your angels are smiling. Sun and masters are looking down and just, it's a party. They're happy because you are you. And that's the best thing you can be, is you. Just keep breathing in. So dance around in circles. Say, I love you. I love all of me. So now you look at one another, say, I love you. Say your different names that you have been given. Perhaps you had a nickname. Say, I love you, so-and-so. Say your birth name. Say your maiden name, your work name, the name that your friends call you, your children. Say how I love you. My son calls me mommy, so I love you, mommy. I love you, Sirena. I love you, Nereida. I love you, Nereida Roja Sides. I love you, Neris. Ooh, don't tell anyone about that one. I love you, Bea. I love you, Rojas. Back in the military. All the other last names you want to add, if you've had many, or the middle names. Deep breath. Now go in for a group hug. Kind of like in Aladdin, when they go in for a group hug. And just give each other kisses on the cheek of all yourselves to one another. Say, we love you, and I love you. Sit back. Feel the nice natural springs and bubbles of that golden rose, a little pool, natural spring you jumped into. And know that life is good. As the water slowly subsiding, dissipating, evaporating. And with the beautiful warmth of the sun, you're drying up. And just arch your back and shoulders, receiving the love of the universe, of God. And hug yourself deeply. And just slowly open your eyes and feel yourself still hugging. And many hugs to you. And thank you for joining me in this meditation. And may you create with so much joy at all times. Remember, this is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness, where a healthier, more beautiful, more joyous and blissful you is our goal. Chasita.